Hey, and welcome back. Oh, fuck, I forgot to save. Sorry. I'm greeted by the twin specters of Shizune and Misha, looking like they mean business. Well, Shizune looks like she means business anyway. Misha just looks like she's about to start laughing at any minute. Up on the roof again, dude? You know that's dangerous, don't you? That's right. The school cannot be held responsible for any injury that comes from being up there, you know. Furthermore, we could report you for breaking the rules. Misha leans in and whispers conspiratorially. Okay, fine. But we won't. You three are too cute together. She straightens up again, laughing at my sudden blush. I'm just not doing it no more. You're too easy to tease, dude. Come on. Still new here, sort of. Isn't it mean to pick on the newcomer like this? Nope. It's to help you get acclimated to your new surroundings. Well, do you have to be so overzealous about it? Yep. That aside, Heek-chan. Fuck, I said I wasn't doing that no more. They tricked me! We were looking for you this morning, but you weren't in your room. Well, of course I wasn't. I was out for my morning exercise. Or here in class, bright and early. Unlike you. Shizune looks peeved, and a beat later, so does Misha. Or she tries to, at any rate. That was because of student council business. You should be grateful that we worked so hard for you. Oh, I am. So, what did you need me for? Not another attempt to rope me into their dirty work, I hope. We had to give you something, but since you weren't around, we dropped it off in your room. Something? Like what? Oh, you'll find out when you get back. Nope, not getting tricked again. Muto entering the room ends our conversation, and we all head to our seats. It's only after I've settled down at my desk and the teacher started talking about something or other. Oh god, excuse me, that hurt. Or other, that something odd strikes me. What did Reen mean, you two seem to? Was Emmy staring at something too? For a brief moment I considered the possibility that Emmy was staring at me the way I was staring at her. Of course that's ridiculous. So I can't deny that I wouldn't mind if it were true. But it's best not to think of that. I need to get my hopes up. Come to think of it, when did I start having hopes like that anyway? I shake my head in an attempt to clear it and focus on the lesson. After class, I make my way to my room. Muto really piled on the homework today. No. Please, anything but this. Before I can open my door, however, I'm suddenly intercepted by Kenji, who has just exploded out of his room in a flurry of papers. Hey, we need to talk. These rooftop shenanigans of yours, man. They've got to stop. What? You're running around on the rooftop with the limbless wonders. They're women, man. You get yourself killed running around like that. I do not follow you. I'm genuinely annoyed by this character. I guess they did a good job on making him then. Kenji sighs and adjusts his glasses before what could be understood was as an attempt at explaining himself patiently. Look, we're friends, so I'm telling you this for your own good. But if I were going to kill someone, I'd do it by throwing them off the roof and making it look like an accident. And if I've thought of it, you can be sure they've thought of it too. They're crafty, almost as crafty as I am. I see. So you're expecting me to take orders from Mr. Rogers' greatest disciple. Seriously? Scarfy? Good. I'm glad we had this chat. Loan me 500 yen. I'm sorry? I need to get a drink. I've been inside all day and the tap water's been compromised, as I'm sure you know. So I need to stock up on something canned, got it? But to do that, I need 500 yen. And since I've just saved your life with my timely advice, you can at least spare me 500 yen. You know, if you don't make him go away, 500 yen is a bargain. I hand the money over to Kenji, who nods in thanks and dashes off down the hallway, but not before he locks his door. What an exhausting person. I'd better go in case he changes his mind. As I close the door, my heel taps against something lying on the floor. It's a brightly colored rectangle of paper. Ah, this must be the something Misha mentioned before. Probably a student council leaflet she slid under the door. However, when I pick it up, I find I couldn't have been more wrong. Someone actually wrote me an old-fashioned handwritten paper letter. Who bothers doing something like that in this day and age? Anyway. Yet, as unlikely as the prospect of receiving one sounds, this is definitely a letter I have in my hands. I was planning on finishing my homework, getting some dinner, and going to bed in the order to be ready for tomorrow's morning's run. However, the letter has naturally caught my interest. I sit at my desk to examine it properly. It's an unflower. It's the first piece of mail I've received here at Iwanako, so it feels special, even if it wasn't something as rare as a handwritten letter. It causes me even more trepidation. Trepidation is the name of the sender. Oh, okay. What causes me even more trepidation is the name of the sender. Written neatly on the back of the envelope. Iwanako. Awkward. I have no idea why she would write to me. I haven't been in contact with anyone from my old school since I transferred, and Iwanako is the last person I'd expect to want to write me a letter. Last time I saw Iwanako was terribly awkward, embarrassingly so. She came to my hospital room, peeled me an apple out of courtesy, and then we practically sat in silence for half an hour. She said goodbye, and didn't look me in the eye when she closed the door. It might have been a natural end to the series of visits that were probably pretty painful for both of us. Every time she visited me in the hospital, I wanted to talk to her, but something stopped me every time. Every time that I didn't speak made the next time even harder. She looked so guilty that I didn't want to say anything that might upset her, and I never could figure out the right words to say. I think Iwanako blamed herself for my heart attack. That's ridiculous, of course, but knowing it and believing it are two very different things. I told her that it wasn't her fault. She nodded, and I really think she understood that if it hadn't been that, then sooner or later something else would have made my heart give out. Yet she looked so hopelessly sad every time she opened the door and entered my room. So I never managed to say the things I wanted to say. In the end, that might have hurt her even more. Carefully, I open the envelope and draw out the folded letter from within. Dear Hisao, how are you? I hope you are well and happy at your new school. Everyone here misses you. Almost all of our second-year class got put together in class 3-1 for the final year. So we are pretty comfortable right from the beginning of the year. I'm sure you would have been assigned to this class as well. The mood among the third year seems to be very anxious about the final exams, even though they are so far away. The teachers are badgering us about... Teachers are badgering us about it all the time. Even old Takabana, who is, by the way, our homeroom teacher this year. Would you believe it? I was sure that he'd retire after our second year, but here he is, nagging everyone about studying for exams. I think things like that are the main reason why the mood among the third years is so nervous. I must admit that I'm somehow losing confidence in myself as well, even though I've always fared reasonably well in exams. It's so weird to think that we are already seniors, isn't it? Time has really flown past. I wonder where it went. The new first years seem so young and somehow really innocent. I keep wondering if I was like them in my first year. I've been feeling nostalgic like this for a whole first trimester. There are other things I want to say. I'm writing to you because I felt that there are things I should have said in that after the incident back in winter. I really regret that I wasn't able to say them in person, and I have no excuse for it. Yeah, I think I've had quite enough of this. I crumple up the sheet of paper and toss it across the room. My aim is off, so the letter rolls under my nightstand instead of going into the wastebasket. That was an apology for abandoning me, except I don't know that I really need it anymore at this point. The hospital seems like a lifetime ago, and here, now, I've got other things on my mind. Emmy, for starters. It wasn't great to be abandoned during my stay, but it's not something I'm worried about anymore. In fact, I hadn't even thought about the hospital in what feels like forever until this letter came in. It's almost annoying to have received it. I've got exams to study for myself. I have no time for the past. Now about that homework. For some reason, all the acts are getting shorter. So, I'm going to call this an episode. Short one. I like it. Easier to upload. Thanks for watching, everybody. All 4 of you, I think. I appreciate it, though. Have a good one.